Welcome to the Sinistral Rifleman experience at Handgun Brutality 2023. I'm competing in full-size service pistol division with the Beretta 92x you've previously seen featured on the channel. As long as it fits in the box with the first magazine used, all the accessories are allowed. A little bit of hesitation getting the gun indexed in this port correctly. Want to make sure I'm not covering the muzzle with the edge of the VTAC. This is our Casada Drill derivative for this match. The boxes are 10 yards apart. The kettlebell is 50 pounds. You do have to land the kettlebell in the box on the other side. So you want to watch and make sure that it gets in there. Every time you're back at the VTAC, you have to use a different port. You cannot repeat engagements from the same port twice. Whatever Casada Drill derivative you're doing, as soon as you throw the kettlebell, begin your next action. Don't wait for the kettlebell to land. In this case, I have to go throw it a second time. If it was on a rifle Casada Drill, I'm immediately picking my rifle back up. This does get tricky the further into the stage I get because I'll start getting a couple short throws. If you're not sure it's going in the box, it might be better to just head towards the kettlebell regardless rather than hesitate, then waste time and then still have to go get it. Doing these angled ports is quite a bit easier having a slide-mounted red dot, but when I go full sideways for some of these other shots, it becomes quite a bit more challenging. A little too much oomph on that one and it rolls out, have to run over and relocate it. So from this position, I have to use my support side hand to push myself up in line with the sights. And I'm pulling the gun into the leftmost portion of the slot. Final iteration of the stage. Once I get this one across, I only have one hit left to make. And this is going to be kind of a bummer. I'm going to get it just a bit short and have to go over and basically set it in the box. For the final hit, I'm going to lie sideways prone on my strong side shoulder so I can extend fully out. If I had to do this again, I would readjust my body position a bit more to the right so I could pull the light and dust cover down onto the side of the barricade. I am 12th in full-size service and overall on this stage. This is the Terminator stage. At the buzzer, you have to shoulder the bag of pipe bombs. You're going to suppress the full-size human silhouette representing the Terminator with 5 hits from each of the following barrels.
5. One, two.
Not much to say about the shooting on this stage. It gets progressively easier the closer you get. Some people did choose to support off the barrels, but I did not feel it was necessary. If you're confident in your ability to get hits, it's not worth committing to the position like that.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Just a little too fast to my shot cadence there. From this position, 5 more hits. I have to ground the bag before the last shot fired, throw the pipe bomb, then do one final hit on the small steel knockdown representing the pipe bomb to detonate it. On this stage, I am 4th full-size service and overall. This is the Time Crisis stage. Those of you familiar with the 90s arcade shooter know that you can only reload behind cover. And every position here has a 20-second par time with an overall par time of 120. So I only have 20 seconds from each box to make all the hits. When you get in the box, you have to make the reload there. The 20-second par time restarts every time you're in the box. The 2 full-size targets require 2 hits each. The small silhouettes require 1 hit each. Last iteration across. Again, can't reload till you're in the box, but no reason not to index on your magazine and have it ready to grab.
Should have done unload and show clear.
On some of the stages, I have both third person and POV, and I'm going to show you both where it's relevant. The stages are short enough that I don't think it bogs things down. From the POV position here, I think gives you a better perspective of what I was talking about in the in-range video of getting used to acquiring the sight being mounted that high above the bore. You'll see a slight hesitation every time I step into position and press out, acquiring the dot. I also think, particularly on these pistol stages, the POV gives you a better perspective of how far away the targets are from the shooter and the angles I'm dealing with in making the hits. This POV stage is reminding me how easy it is to make quick reloads with the 92x. It does have a nice beveled mag well. With the magazines downloaded to 17 rather than 18, they seat very well. I'm 11th full-size service and overall on this stage. This is the Bloodborne stage, called A Hunter Should Hunt Beasts. All the red targets are no-shoots, both the solid plates and the knockdowns. So if you hit one of the red plates, you immediately have to engage the small circle silhouette over on the right to remove that penalty. You have to get it on the first hit, so if you miss, the penalty stands. On these ones, you'll see when I started engaging the array, I kind of held slightly off to the left because I'm going to miss. I want to miss off left away from the red plate. Tagged a no-shoot there, tagged the makeup plate. That was my only makeup shot for this run through the stage. Moving forward, the black plates here are hardcover, so hitting them doesn't matter. The white circles are minus 10-second bonuses. Should have reloaded on the way up there, but lost count of how much ammo I was at. I'm going to waste a little too much time on this second target, so I think engaging it was pretty much a wash versus just letting it go. Looking at POV mode on this stage, always start with the biggest targets to make sure you're on. And when you have less target space available, favor the side where you have a margin of error. So magazine number 3 is consistently locking back with 1 round left in the magazine for me. I need to sort that out. Happened a couple more times during the match and when I was doing some practice. Not the gun, just magazine number 3. Again, just the one makeup for the hit on the no-shoot there. This stage in particular really made me appreciate how nice the single action trigger is on the 92x. So I am running a 25-yard zero, so stepping up here to be about 12 yards from the target. I'm dealing with a different point of aim versus point of impact, and in addition to the moving target, I'm dealing with that. So on my list to practice is being more aware of point of aim versus point of impact with the zero at various ranges. I am 7th full-size service and 8th overall on this stage. This is the Karn Evil stage. Some of you may remember the 90s cabinet shooter. Appropriate name for a bunch of gimmicky targets. So you start by releasing the Death Star, rotating the Polish plate rack, and running back to the wobbly bridge. The front plate rack here is no-shoots. You have to thread the needle and hit the rear plate rack behind it. The white poppers behind the Death Star are also no-shoots. No point in proactively reloading on the stage until the spinner, just shoot until empty. Onto the Polish plate rack. Make relatively short work of that as well. Reload for the spinner. The wobbly bridge does come into play for me here because I'm shifting around the more I shoot, so I can't hammer it quite as fast, but again, easily achieved. I am 4th full-size service and overall on this stage. This is the Hardboiled stage representing the hospital gunfight from the movie. Entering the hallway, you got to suppress the boss and his henchmen at the end there. When you enter each room, you got to neutralize the corresponding color targets. The shotgun is slung over your shoulder is empty. You have 1 round to load at the end of the stage and fire. The 3 shots down the hallway don't have to connect, but if you knock down poppers, it's just less to deal with at the end of the stage. After this array, I have 2 poppers left. I have to fire 3 rounds regardless. Going back out in the hallway. Loading the shotgun, the hammer's down, safety's off, so I can just throw the shell in the chamber and finish up on that boss target.
Should have done unload and show clear.
Now for POV style, I get 1 plate down from that first engagement. Some people did slow duck walks trying to make the hits deliberately. You have to re-engage the plates at the end of the stage anyway, so might as well just do it as fast as possible to simulate the suppression of the advancing gunfight. Take a moment to point out that the shotgun is a Mossberg 590A1 worked over Vivang comp that they provided us for review. There'll be a video on it coming up on InRange. I am 4th full-size service and overall on this stage. This is the Alien stage. Begin with a single hit required using the Colonial Marine Corps standard issue VP70. Start crawling through the vents. The full-size targets representing Xenos require 5 hits each. The smaller targets representing facehuggers require 1 hit each. I just shuffle through on my knees on these first couple portions. It's not worth getting up and then getting back down. If you break the caution tape, it is a significant penalty. Here's where I actually stand up and start walking hunched over because the tape's tall enough. Kneel back down. There's going to be one more engagement from the end of the hallway here. Moving through here, my mags and my belt and holster kept snagging on that snow fencing everywhere. I am 21st in full-size service and 23rd overall on this stage. This is the RoboCop stage. You have to fire everything one-handed with your support hand above your head, RoboCop style. The full-size plates are 3 hits each, and the smaller plates are 1 hit each. I had not done any one-handed practice with this gun prior to the match, so each position I get a bit more comfortable in doing so. And of course, getting closer at the end of the stage helps. Drop the mag. There's only 1 round allowed on this last target, representing the rapist hostage rescue shot. I do make the clay. Failing that target would be a plus 60-second penalty. I am 7th in full-size service and 8th overall on this stage. This is our Old West Showdown stage. Get 1 shot on that 40-yard target. Miss it, that's a plus 15-second penalty. These targets through here have to get 2 hits each. You're then going to drag the 70-plus pound ore cart down Main Street. I opt to engage the targets one-handed, so I don't have to keep reacquiring the chain. Once the cart's past this line, I can drop the chain, and I got to get 2 hits on the remaining static silhouettes. Once those are neutralized, I have to alternate hits back and forth on the dueling tree and 1 hit on the spinner, and finish by rotating the spinner.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Over.
And it goes over in the middle of my reload. Good luck there. I am 10th full-size service and 11th overall on the stage. This is the Lucky and Wild stage. Lucky and Wild was a fun 1990s cabinet shooter where you had a driving element and a shooting element at the same time with 2 players. It is a lot harder to drive and shoot in real life, so I'm going to just drive to each position and take out the targets when I stop. A bit too hard to get hits on the move one-handed.
Shoot. Drive.
Then 1 big array of targets here at the end. This wasn't a particularly challenging stage, but it was a lot of fun, and the competitors really seemed to enjoy it. Whenever you can throw in a vehicle for people to shoot from, whatever it is, even a gator like this, people have a good time. I am 4th full-size service and 6th overall in this stage. In the end, I am 3rd out of 79 shooters in full-size service and 3rd out of 106 shooters overall. I hope you enjoyed watching my Handgun Brutality 2023 match experience, and perhaps it's inspired you to come out to one of our events in the future. You can find information about future Brutality events at brutalitymatches.org. I'd like to thank Beretta again for sending us out the 92x Performance to review. It was a real joy to shoot, and since recording the last video, they've decided that we can keep it to use at future events and more testing. Thank you for watching. If you like this kind of content, consider supporting us on Patreon, and always remember, the Second Amendment is for everyone.